Darnell. Love or hate this? Oh, what do you make of this? Only 4 days.
Respect or no respect.
Respect or no
I
respect?
mean, it's respectable, but it's just like, are the kids going to lose out? Are you going to be able to fit the actual curriculum, within those the other days that you have? That's the big thing. It also caters to the parents' work schedule, stuff like that. I mean, it hasn't worked both ways. I feel like I wonder if the actual school district took a vote from the parents themselves, or maybe people from the PTA or anything of that nature, because that's pretty dramatic. You know what I'm saying? It can work beneficial to a certain way because they can, some parents' jobs can, fluctuate for that extra day. But then again, like some of these, I mean, the curriculum. I mean, are they going to have longer school years based on that? Because
To that question, real quick, and I'll let you finish. Don't know how the math adds up, but they said they plan to compensate for not going to school on that Friday to add 25 minutes to the regular to the other 4 days. So they'll just add 25 minutes on to the rest of the week each day, Monday through Thursday.
I feel like that's a little bit cutting the corners, man. In my opinion. I feel like there's other should be some other options. Because in that way, I feel like the kids are losing. They're not getting enough of the actual. Now you're missing a whole. You're trying to divide up one whole day by it's not adding up. I don't like it.
Like
I
you
don't
don't
like it.
respect it, brother.
I don't respect it at all, honestly.
Hey, I don't respect it for the simple fact that you are trying to bait teachers. If I would have heard that they was like, if they started with, um, we just tired of these parents sending their kids back dumber than they left school, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Turn the heat up on the parents, right? But at the same time, who am I to talk, right? Because I don't have to go through that, right? So I can understand if like Darnell, where it's just like, wait a minute, this world is supposed to be give and take, and it seemed like y'all trying to be lazy, you know what I'm saying? But no, I don't respect it from the fact that it seems like laziness. It seems like cop out ish. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, to piggyback off Darnell, the main goal is the kids, right? So if you're not saying that we're putting pressure on the parents for these kids, anything else is asinine. So no, I don't respect it. It sounds cool, and if you say that to a child who don't know no better, they will be like, "Ooh, 4 days," you know what I mean? But how it works out for the adults in a give and take world, that just seemed like some selfish ish. I'm just gonna be honest about it. And Crosby ain't all that minoritized, if that's a word. So you know them, you know how they do. So
Honestly, I feel like I'm better in favor of 2 more weeks of school. With if you're gonna have that, maybe 2.5 more weeks of actual school. Because at the end of the day, is making sure they get all the knowledge they're supposed to get is the point. I know technology does advance things and makes things a little bit faster, but I mean, for one thing, it's
some
also
kids go,
for one thing too. People forget school just is not just good for you to learn. It also get trains you in the habit of being able to handle a 8 hour work load. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something you have to think about too. When you cut that, you're kind of handicapping these children to where, oh wow, 4 days. They're gonna be looking for that advantage of okay, less days, is not too bad. I did in school, so why should I have
coming
to
to the
do
workforce.
this many days? Exactly, man. It's people catch on to that kind of thing,
I
So
think also,
like I said, man, it's huh?
sorry, what were you saying, bro?
No, man. I just like I said, it's I just feel like they're gonna lose. It's too much of a handicap, So
Bro, that's And that's the way America is going. It's selfish. We live in a selfish America, to where you really can be like, hey, we finna cut these kids' days and they schooling just to appease you to come and deal with these mofos, right?
Oh, it
Not,
don't work for you,
hey,
so we gotta do this.
we feel that
So
this is better for the kids and their psyche and social life and all of that to get a little bit of a break. They could have hit me with the mental health, bro, and I would have been like, oh man, no problem. But like, yeah,
so
nah, we gonna take 4 days because there ain't that many teachers, man. And it's like, you you signed up for that. When it floods and when it storms and when it hurricanes in Houston, I still gotta go fix people's cable. I signed up for this. Like, yeah,
Nah, y'all,
man,
we
we
ain't we
don't.
ain't we ain't doing no cable on Thursdays and Tuesdays. Nah. We ain't doing all that.
Yeah,
No, it don't work
I'm
that
sorry.
way. You gotta be able to you gotta be able to work with means better than that.
Right.
Hell, one suggestion, I would think in some extracurricular activities, get volunteers and go through a severe screening. I know it is about the safety of the children. Maybe for like
volunteers.
classes like home ec, possibly even PE, because at the end of the day, they're not doing the high levels of PE they're supposed to be doing. They're going there doing jumping jacks, push ups, and they're playing basketball or a light sport. Something I feel like a volunteer or somebody that can go through intense screening. Because, like I said, the kid's safety is important. That you should be able to do. It doesn't. It should not take you to have a degree. It shouldn't take you to have so much, excellent schooling. I just feel like that's one option. They say they run out of this. Sometimes they
You
have
forgot.
perfectly good teachers teaching PE. They have perfectly good teachers teaching home ec. I grew up and when I went to school, that's something we have to deal with. Like these teachers have great degrees, but they're like, you know what? Well, this is the only opportunity they had, so I'm stuck with this. I can't teach history. They got 3 history teachers that are supposedly better than me, so they got to push me down to this. They got to operate and move it a little bit better than that.
So
I ain't gonna tell you, though, you forgot to say that niggas is in gym getting off on each other. That's what we
Pause.
pause. It used to be getting off back in the day. It used to be capping and all that
Pause.
other stuff.
Pause. Pause that all though.
We used to, what do you say now? We used to cap on each other because capping has
rank.
changed.
Yeah,
A
so
lot better.
we used to rank on each other.
I ain't never said that in my whole life.
You never said ranking?
I say
I
capping.
never said they ranking on each other. Like,
Oh, he said we capping on each other. I say that.
bro, Kurt said you been in Atlanta too long. You talking about ranking?
Bro, what you talking about? That was in Houston. I heard ranking. What
FaceTime.
are you talking about?
I was ranking on this thing.
We gonna fire your ass up.
Oh yeah,
Fire up.
each other ass up.
Well, I thought you was looking for like a politically correct word, but yeah.
Yeah, no.
So I posed that question to my fur brothers who are teachers, and one point that was made was that like, well for starters, I asked them, hey, Crosby ISD, they're talking about having a 4-day week. Teachers, what are y'all thoughts? I didn't tell them it was kind of like trying to incentivize more teachers to come on, but one perspective I got was just like, hey, it would really benefit the teachers to have like an extra day of like rest and prep. Also, it was it was also said that shorter school weeks, there are statistics that support shorter school weeks result in higher testing scores.
Hit me with that, bro. Hit me with that.
Then the other side of that argument was if when you're thinking about the students to a degree, not everybody, well, for some parents who have to go to work, like school is like, i.e. daycare. So if you reduce the week and the students aren't going to school on a Friday, you could say, what is a parent to do if, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they kind of use school as a crutch for babysitting, right? As a replacement for babysitting. And what is there to be said about students who are, poor, living well below the poverty line, and like school is their means of like eating, you know what I'm saying? Um, so those two perspectives were like brought up, but then you also think about students who school is an escape from the streets and home and being homeless, because you got kids in school who are homeless, and like their only sense of like shelter is being at school for 8-10 hours a day. So I just want to throw that into the starting pot of the conversation.
They need child protective services then. Wait a minute, because I'm like, hold up. Unless we talk about high school, there should be no middle schoolers going to school and looking for shelter in school, and then on the streets in 8th grade. You know what I mean? Like that's, but it be like that, especially in the hood.
Yeah,
We talking about
yeah. Right, Crosby.
we talking about Cosby. You know what I mean? You never know. It'd be a 5th grader living alone. He done sold drugs and he a pole pimp in the hood, like 5th grade. But we talking about Crosby. Stop it. Stop it. But nah, man, no. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I'm in between because both those points, right? But I'm saying this as someone who used to pay $800 a month for my child to go to school. You know, the Friday thing,
Am I still paying
because
you a whole 800 for 5 days? But like, does that get cut back some?
right, you know what I mean? It's like, because if that's the case, no, we go on 5 days, or we getting that discount happening, right?
Yeah.
If you try to hit me with well, we didn't tell you to have kids to send to school, I'm gonna be like, all right, well, touche, motherfucker, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I do?